The foundation coming at you with a training camp practice video. Now I'm getting to the back of the swing and things. Cowboys was on NFL Network, training camp prime time or whatever they're calling it. That's one of the few times that I'll watch NFL Network or sports channels, as long as it's directly with football. I'm not gonna watch all these news things and all that anymore. I'll go to Cowboys.com or anybody that covers the Cowboys directly, kind of thing. So I'm just gonna stick with that. So a lot to talk about. 3 days of coverage, 3 days of reading and watching. Cowboys.com, they took away training camp live, but they give you a little glimpse in there. As far as sideline access, it's not that much, but then it's something. And then it always feels good to see something, from the Cowboys and everything. And to all of those that post their clips on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media outlet, thank you very much. From me from Hawaii, appreciate that. It's good to see something. So there's a lot to cover. So what I'm gonna do, if you see a different shirt on my next video, I'm gonna make 2 videos. If you see a different shirt or you see a different hat or whatever, this is what I've been covering. Then I'll just read some more, and then I'll take my thoughts on what the offense and all that. But for now, but who knows? I might just wear a shirt, same shirt. But anyway, I'll do the defense for now. And the biggest news out there is Jaylon Smith. Like a lot of us fans, I'll say 80% of us fans, because I don't fault the other people that is like, well, I cannot rely on him maybe coming back, and it's understandable. I'm not saying that they're hating on him or anything like that, but they just have a different approach, which is great and all that. But for a lot of us fans, including me, it's hard to control that excitement, and then I can step back and say, hey, like, nah, if he plays 5-10 snaps and he's productive with those 5 to 10 snaps, then it is great. If he does more, then so be it. But I'm not gonna go, he's gonna play all game and he's gonna be all over the field and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna see what he can do and what he can provide for now. And as the thing expands more, then more and more, But I'm not an expert, but he does look fluent. I can't really see any obvious things with the foot. So and then even Brian Broaddus on the sideline access, he was saying that he was pushing off on that foot. So because of the way the play was going, so it did show that, hey, he is planting on that foot. So that's a good sign. But the number one thing was the padded practice. And if anybody has a clip or has seen him maybe go up against the number one thing is going up against an offensive line. That's the number one thing for me. That's what I want to see. If anybody knows about it or heard about it, then please leave a comment. But I seen him go head up with a running back, and they kind of like was and he looked like it didn't phase him or anything like that. He didn't limp, and people say that he was feeling good. I go, oh, he didn't play for almost a little over a year and a half already. So not since New Year's Day. So so he hasn't, so he's probably tomorrow morning. He's probably gonna feel a little bit sore. So which is expected. I'm not saying anything, but it's good they're gonna give him a rest tomorrow. Mark Nzacha, I thought that he would be on PUP, and then he's been playing it. He's been practicing, so that's a great sign. I like this kid a lot. This is size and his movement, you know. So until Jaylon Smith really is 100% back, I'm gonna kind of ride on this kid a little bit more and all that. Or you know what happens with the Damian Wilson thing, you know, and Anthony Hitchens, he's there doing his thing. Defensive line, Taco, you know, he showed some decent flashes. I was reading Brian Broder said that, you know, technique wise, he did show a lot good things where he did get a thing where he used his length, used his strength against, you know, the good thing that he has his height and his length on Tyron Smith. Didn't let him, you know, because if you know Tyron Smith, once he gets his hands on you, it's over. So he prevented that, and he got a good play on him. You know, as far as today in the practice, I saw that one play where Lyle Collins kind of schooled him, and pretty much, you know, he was getting schooled today, which is fine, you know, against our guys and, you know, against our offensive line. You know, what could you expect, kind of thing, you know, your first real heavy practice, you know. Malik Collins, he looked good. You know, he looks like a guy that going, hey, you guys like talk about Jaylon? Fine. You guys like talk about Zeke? You guys like talk about Dak? Fine. I'm going to show you guys that, hey, I'm going to be part of this draft class that's going to, you know. DeMonte Moore, I heard a lot of positive things about him. And then the guy, Ivy. Marinelli loves this kid. I mean, you know, he's always standing, you know, he's making him stand by him. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what his nickname going to be, but, and then he kind of like walks off with him in practice, you know, spends a little extra time with him. So he loves this kid. So, I want to see him in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I want to see all that kind of stuff. Secondary. The first big news out there was Jordan Lewis found not guilty on the charges, you know, on the domestic violence thing and all that, which is good. Now he can really focus on football, and even then he was doing a, you know, pretty decent job. So now he has to fully concentrate. He comes back tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to do padded practice tomorrow, just a regular searching t-shirts kind of thing, but, you know, at least now he can come back. Chido, you know, he, again, the smarts, you know, for the guys that was really high on him, shout out to you guys, you know, like, you know, you saw something. I mean, well, you know, he hasn't played a down in the NFL, I understand that, but, you know, he can diagnose the plays, you know, he's not afraid. He jumped that route on the slant, and he got an interception out of it. So you know, like, it's, you know, again, the smarts is there, you know, and then and on top of that, the ball skills, you know, the ball skills is going there. So that's the thing that we needed from our secondary. We need more guys that's gonna be more ball hawking kind of thing. I didn't hear really too much about Xavier Woods. So, and also Marquez White, he got a good he broke up a pass, and he has, you know, he's very lengthy, so, you know, so he's got a, you know, again, I believe that, I'm not saying that he's gonna be the best one, but I think he's gonna really fight. You know, he's gonna go, no, you guys not putting me on the practice squad. You guys are gonna put me on this roster, and I will contribute this year. You know, I think that's what I think. You know, so somebody's gonna, you know, like, and the only thing that sucks about that is that somebody's gonna be an odd man out, depending on where and who. That's gonna be bringing the question. So I think he's really gonna push very hard. And, you know, I love all my Cowboys, but, you know, this is the business now. So, you know, but I believe that he will push for a roster spot. Other than that, I never really heard anything. If you guys have anything that you guys took away from, leave a comment, you know, let me know. And then, because I would love to talk about it. Talk about football. I'll converse with anybody. I just love to talk about Cowboys. Love to talk about football in general. All right. So I'll just go on and read if anybody put anything out there about the offense and more about the offense. But our big mantra this year is the defense. So I'll come back with another video. Mahalo for watching. Paniela boys and go Cowboys.